Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Magnus Archives role-playing game. We have not played this before. This is a very new gaming system, and when I asked our game master, the lovely Corinne from Wham Bam, thank you, ma'am, what triggers we would have to look forward to for session 0, where we just talk about setting things up and our characters and get used to the gaming system, she gave me a list. Wowie zowie. It was a list. Oh goodness gracious. But you may be wondering, why do we not have our character information on the screen? That is because we don't know. We don't know who anyone else is playing. This is session 0 where we get to know everyone and chat together. Hello, Pixie, the woman of the hour. Yes, a whole new system indeed. Oh. So Corinne's gonna walk us through it, help us, the little baby ducklings that we are, about to be slaughtered. I mean, swim in the pond. Huh. So, folks, get cozy. This game will be set in the 1920s in an alternate universe Chicago, within the Magnus Archives universe, which, man, if you haven't listened to that podcast, you're not ready for things. But yes, welcome to session 0 of Speak Uneasy. Let's go ahead and talk to our fellow players. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Are we ready for Speak Uneasy?
We are ready.
We'll go with yes.
Sure, buddy.
Put our Magnuses into it.
Oh, please don't say our Magnuses.
Yeah, no, I think I actually don't want to do this.
It's a thing in the fandom already. It's too late. It's already a thing.
You're not allowed to leave at session 0.
Yep, it's done.
Sorry, guys, this was the end.
Well, good game.
Yeah, this was great. I really enjoyed this 2-minute section we had.
Not even 2. Will you all please introduce yourselves? Introduce yourself and then pick someone else. Popcorn it.
I'll start, I guess, since I'm the GM here. I'm Corinne, Pixie, Manic Pixie Girl, ma'am, whatever you want to call me, really. Most things are negotiable. I am going to be the the looks I'm getting. I am going to be the GM for this game. I'm still learning the system because it is new, but I'm really excited to be running it. You can find me as one of the mams on the Wham Bam Thank You Man podcast. You can find me running things on Reroll HQ.
Andy, why are you making faces at Corinne?
Dog.
Oh, there's a dog in Karma's. We're all on a video chat.
Sorry. We're on a video chat for safety, and some people are struggling with that.
Aren't being safe.
So, yeah, you can find me lots of places, but today I'm here and I'm going to be spooking the pants off people. So everybody, please make sure you have your belts on so that your pants stay on as long as possible. I'm going to throw it to Karma.
You're muted, jackwagon.
Oh, she's still muted.
You're
Yep.
still muted.
I thought I was unmuted. It's fine. I muted to burp, and this is the energy you get from me, okay?
Oh, welcome to America, Magnus.
I am Karma. You find me here. This is where I live. Apologies for that.
She's in the walls. Autumn, she's in the walls.
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Andy.
Okay, I don't like how you phrase that.
Ayo.
Do the rest of us need to go?
No, you can stay. It's fine. I'm just making. Cara was taking a drink, so I had to. Hi, I'm Andy, also known as Super Andiness, also known as Ma'am Andy, also known as Cocaine Bear in our, I believe, Discord.
Yeah. No, Moonshine Bear.
Moonshine Bear. I knew it was some illicit substance and bear. You can find me on Blue Sky because the world is on fire. We're fine. Psyche, go.
Hi. You've already found me. How did you do that? My
Where are
name,
your walls?
my
All
name
of
is
us.
Psyche. And there's a lot of people in my walls. I don't know how they ended up here. But yeah, I'm also one of the three-headed beasts that is Wham Bam Thank You Ma'am, one of the heads of the dragon. You must answer our riddles if you want to listen to the podcast.
Some call us the beast with 3 backs.
That sounds dirty.
It is dirty.
Is
But yeah, thanks for having me. Me?
What are you popcorning to?
Autumn, go.
Hi, I'm Autumn. Chad, I don't have a lot of time. I'm trapped in a Zoom call with 5 ladies and help, please. Somebody send help. I mean, yeah, I'm Autumn. You all know me, and I'm stuck here. I mean, happily detained. I mean, everything's great. I'm fine.
Down script.
Right, the script.
Read
Yep,
the
let me
cue
just-
cards.
I'm happy and well fed, really.
Safe. Forgot to say.
Safe. Yes, and safe.
Now, hold up the newspaper with today's date.
I need y'all to know that this is like a scary movie version of the Brady Bunch because we're all in a Zoom call and we're all able to see each other, and Autumn's like flailing around wildly like he's trying to escape the grid.
And I'll toss it to Val.
Like hell you will! Don't you toss my wife! Hold on!
That's me.
Want to throw hands?
Oh!
Okay, hi. You can call me Val or Teeth Whitener or... Well, I don't want to say you can call me whatever. I'd prefer you only call me those 2 things. You can find me probably in some pharmacies. You can also find me wherever dental hygienic products are sold. And
You muted yourself! Woman!
yeah. Any questions?
Can we call you Queen of Cum?
No. Say no. Say no. Honey, say no.
Sure.
God!
Sick.
oh,
Thank you.
perfect. Changing your nickname in the Discord right now.
Queen of
Oh!
Queen of Cum.
Tom.
Queen of Cum. Yeah.
She looks so angry and disgusted.
Ah, is it worth it to change it from Glizzy Gladiator?
No.
She's
no.
been Glizzy
Ooh.
Gladiator for so long in that Discord.
It's so good.
Okay, but wait, you could do Glizzy Gladiator and then like one of the long, like just bars.
There's not enough space.
Oh.
They cut you off.
I need y'all to know, while you were discussing to which extent my wife's username should be changed so beautifully, we're just listening to really calm jazz music, while you're saying these vile things.
Yeah. Every vile thing I say is said to calming jazz.
Mm.
No.
Yeah.
Now that we've popcorned
Yes.
all over, Pixie,
Mhm.
what are we doing?
Would you like me to set the scene?
Please. I
All right.
beg.
Let me make my video go away and then come back again.
Oh.
I get all fuzzy when I move too much.
Oh.
Which is what somebody said. I'm not really sure where this innuendo is going. Welcome, players and watchers, to the Magnus Archives RPG. Today, I'm joined by my lovely players, who I'm going to torment slowly over the period of this campaign. The goal is to very slowly amp up the tension and perhaps drive them mad. Now, I would like you all to be aware of the trigger warnings. You can type !trigger warning to have them listed for you. These trigger warnings may change with specific episodes or just kind of as the campaign goes on. However, the general content warnings that have been added are the ones that I think are going to come up at least right now or in the near future. As for the game itself, I decided to do something a little bit sassy, and we're going into the past. The Magnus Archives is a audio drama that occurs in essentially the present. But I decided, what if we took this premise to 1925? And not just anywhere in 1925. What if it was Chicago? What if it was bootlegging times? What if it was the time of before we all knew what a Great Depression was? Because all of us are in a pretty Great Depression right now. So, let's just imagine. I know it might be hard. However, yes, please take your antidepressants now to remember the time before the Great Depression. Now, there's some very, very special things about Chicago in 1925. Some of them true, some of them made up for this game. But we know one thing. Our players are all going to become a part of the Magnus Society. The Magnus Society is a secret society based in a sub-level of the United States Mail Building. Us in the present may refer to as the Old Chicago Main Post Office Building, built in 1921. It's been under construction over various periods to expand, and this building is on the south bank of the Chicago River and has a train tracks to the newly built Union Station running through it. Our players will be able to reach the offices through a secret elevator, because of course they will. It's not a secret society without a secret elevator. Now, before we dig in any deeper, I do want to have everybody go around and say what their character name is, and if you've already settled on your character descriptors, your essentially who you are, because that's how you build a character in the Magnus Archives TTRPG. You essentially make a sentence about your character. Is there somebody who really wants to go first, or should I just popcorn this as well? We're getting some nose-gozing. I think Val is first.
I think that this is my wife's stream. She should probably be the one who goes first, but...
You little backstabber!
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my...
I've already started talking, so... My character...
Oh, you're muted.
Hold on one second.
Oh, I heard you say that, though.
My character's name is Amélie Janvier, suspicious investigator who explores dark places.
I love that. I love that name. Can you say it one more time for me?
Amélie Janvier.
Amelie. That makes me think of something silly. Yes.
Amelie on DVD.
Amelie on DVD. But I will try to do that only once a session.
Okay.
Next up, we'll go with Roxy.
So, Val, can you say your name again? Because remember, we're roommates in this game.
Amélie Janvier.
Amelie? Sorry, that's just a very southern way of saying it. I'm so sorry.
You could also just nickname. I imagine she was born and raised in the States, but she's probably got like French parents.
What is a nickname my southern ass Alice Biltmore can call you?
Mel.
Mel?
Yeah.
I can pronounce that. All right.
And also, I think it's worth noting that Biltmore is not actually a name.
Shut up. Let me have my character.
I'm interested to see how if your character is like just like latched onto the most famous thing that was nearby.
Well, maybe
He's like,
we'll
oh,
find
I'm not gonna
out.
name myself Vanderbilt. I'll call myself Biltmore.
Why are you roasting my character when I haven't even introduced her?
You
Hello,
already
everyone.
introduced her.
And no, I'm not done yet. Oh my god. Hi, everyone. My name is Psyche, and I am playing Alice Biltmore, who is, as this game, like, has you choose, like, keywords for your character, a cheerful occultist who learns quickly. She comes from a family that's just really lucky for some reason, and we don't really know why. And like Val hinted at, is Biltmore even her real last name? Or did she just pick it off a postcard? You bitch,
my
you
God.
saw right through me. I'm gonna hunt you down. I'm gonna go down the hallway and pinch you. Oh.
And
Did
now,
she name it after the Biltmore Estate or the Biltmore Hotel in New York?
I don't know. We'll have to find out.
and now I heard mention that you two are, in quotation marks, roommates.
Yes.
Would you care to explain that for the stream?
We
Alan.
fucking.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So in this game, since it's set in 1925, they are roommates that live together, that bicker a lot for some reason and are only seen together everywhere they go. When will they get married to a nice young man? Who knows?
The answer
I
is
mean-
never.
With how old you are, you might be considered spinsters at this point.
It's
so,
true,
you know,
that's true.
Good luck getting married.
Oh, rats.
I'm just gonna have to live with your roommate forever.
I
Oh, no.
Just gonna have to be women in comfortable shoes together forever.
And with that, I'm popcorning over to Andy.
Why did I speak? Why do I have a mouth? This is cringe.
I have a mouth. I have no mouth, and yet I must cringe.
Sorry, that one got me. God damn it. Ben, leave.
No, Ben, stay. Keep her in line.
So I am, unsurprising to anyone that knows me, behind. I have character art and an idea of the character I want to build, but I'm still struggling with a name and I don't have my sentence descriptor.
You drew a portrait, but you don't have a name.
I'm
Leave
better.
her alone. I love her.
I'm being bullied.
Online too, it's
I'm
cyberbullying.
standing up for you. It's fine.
Thank you.
It's okay that you don't have your character totally built yet, because one of the great things about a game like this, where you are working in a team, is that you kind of have a basic character idea, but you haven't fully fleshed them out. We can see kind of where the team's going and what they might need to kind of maybe help supplement how your character is built. So I'm not sure if there is a way for Roxy to show your character yet, but is there anything you do know about your character you want to share?
Yes, so I am going to their name, okay, it is a female identifying person. She is a lady. However, I'm trying to go for an androgynous name because her whole thing is that she fixes cars and weapons. Like, she's kind of a mechanic engineer type person. And she grew up in a farm around Chicago, and then something happened to her family. I'm leaving it to the GM's discretion, but essentially she was left with her old dad's or grandpa's work truck and decided, well, I don't know how to make money, so I guess I'm bootlegging. So she actually transports alcohol and helps fix the cars and weapons of bootleggers. Yes, Zoark, she is.
Zork immediately clocked it. Zork immediately knew.
Can you hear my voice? Do you think I could do a high fem?
Oh,
Hell
you totally
no.
could. You could. I've heard
There's
you
the-
mock me before.
Oh.
Do not, Delaware.
Shut up.
Her audio clipped, so she didn't mute.
It was so high. Zoom was like, nah.
Oh, it picks it up on the stream for me.
Oh.
Zork says, Andy, I'm in your living room, bestie.
I don't leave. That's
Who are you
My-
popcorning it to, Andy?
oh piss.
Please don't send it to piss.
Andy got up as if to leave.
Yeah, sorry. I forget. I have to narrate. Karma, go, you shit.
Hi. It's me again. Hold on, I'm scrolling.
Stop.
I have to find my sentence. I wasn't prepared.
Stop being the way that you are.
No.
Show you where to put that finger.
Huh? My character's name is Nikola Dominsky. It's Domininsky, not Dominsky. I'm shitting on my Polish ancestry. I'm so sorry. Where the fuck is my sentence? I just saw it. Where did it go? I'm an idiot. There it is. She's a scholarly investigator who learns quickly.
Ooh.
She's like a journalist who is a secretary assistant for like a PI that is just very wanting to get truth out of things. She wants all the info.
So as we made kind of with both Karma's and Andy's characters here, we do have a little bit of an interesting part of the world. So we did discuss this with the players and came to the consensus that we were going to uphold some of the rather gender confined norms for different careers and activities that characters can partake in. Now, this was something that we discussed and agreed upon. However, I do want to state that while period typical homophobia, sexism, and racism may be discussed and there may be themes, I and none of us will ever be using a slur or anything of that nature. It's more going to be kind of like the gross sugar on the cake, you know, like it's there, it's history, and
Oh,
we're
so
playing
it's
with
fondant. It's fondant.
Yes, it's the fondant on the cake.
Oh.
It's cake paper.
But at
mache.
least, but you know, it does. Fondant actually looks nice, though.
Yeah, and this doesn't even really look nice,
No.
but we are playing with those norms as well, and oftentimes subverting them. We have our roommates here, and we have our Butch, who is fixing cars and bootlegging, and we have our, in quotation, secretary, who is just trying to find the truth. You know, historically speaking, even if there were all these restrictions, people were still just living their lives and doing what they wanted to do as much as they could. And I think that's really kind of gonna be the through line here with kind of how this world is portrayed. So I think last but not least, I think we have Autumn.
Hello. I will be playing Garrett Keeper, an enigmatic occultist who works the back alleys.
4. Sorry.
Yeah,
What's his
we're
name?
the
again?
occultists.
Garrett.
Let's go,
Garrett
Autumn.
Keeper.
Yeah.
Not quite. Garrett is a thief.
Ooh.
So we do have 2 occultists, which is not the standard in a Magnus Archives game. But as you may have noticed about all these characters, none of them are exactly fitting into society well. So I don't think having 2 occultists seems too out of the norm when you have a bunch of fucking weirdos all put together.
It works out well because you have a socialite and then a thief.
Yes, the 2
really
kinds, the 2 genders of
The 2
occultists.
genders.
The 2 genders.
But also, realistically, to tie it back into our setting and the time period, like superstition was still very much embroiled in American culture at this point in time. And so occultism, like everyday casual occultism, was a lot more common to see than
Yes.
not.
Spiritualism was huge. So, on top of the fact that we have a bunch of people who are kind of struggling to fit into society, who are going to be naturally drawn to occultism and spiritualism, it was just bigger than perhaps, kind of everyday now, where I suppose you have a fair amount of people saying they are Wiccan or a witch or what have you, but they may not call that their main aspect of identity. Some might, but I digress. Now we've met all of our characters. Now I know that the way you build characters in the Magnus Archives game is quite a bit different from building them in D&D. So you're not necessarily like rolling for stats or anything like that. Instead, you picked your descriptors, and your descriptors kind of manipulate your stats. Everybody has essentially the same base stats when they start, before they start picking anything, as first level investigators. And then your specific descriptors and what you choose to be affect your different skills, your different tools, which are might, speed, intellect. I believe there's only 3. If I'm missing one, let me know.
There's 3.
Yeah, might, speed, and intellect. Might is going to be anything that has to do with physical strength or constitution. It doesn't have anything really to do with your will. It is more just your physical body's capabilities. A elephant is mightier than a rat. A rat is mightier than a fly. That is just the physicality of the body itself. Now, your speed is anything that has to do with dexterity, anything that has to do with being quiet, being sneaky, being quick, being anything you would kind of associate with generally your dexterity stat in D&D. And then your intelligence score, your pool there, that is going to be for anything that has to do with the brain. So this is going to be your charisma, thinking, investigating, lying. That is your intellect. So those are your pools. Everybody starts with the same pools as first level investigators, but the different things you pick to build your investigator are going to change your different pools a little bit. And also you get to pick skills. You may be able to pick skills that augment them further. So that base idea, does anybody have any questions?
No. It's just going to be interesting seeing how things line up.
Yes. Okay. So the other thing to know is that I will not be rolling dice. The dice are not in my hands. They are in yours. So I'm never rolling anything. It's only you.
So
And
we
I
can
believe-
only blame ourselves.
Yes.
Rude.
You can only blame yourselves. Yes, Andy.
Are we allowed to blame the government as well?
Yes, you can always blame the government.
Thank you.
Who's
I'm
the
just
president in 1925?
Woodrow Wilson.
You would
No,
know.
no, it's not Woodrow.
Hold on.
It's Calvin Coolidge.
It wasn't Calvin Coolidge the one that basically was a front for the mob?
No, Silent Cal. His thing was that he was quiet.
What was
Silent Cal Coolidge.
I don't know if there's anything specific really like that Coolidge did.
Well,
In
that's the
this-
thing. He didn't do anything.
Yeah, like he didn't do anything.
In this universe, can he be loud? That's the only difference.
No,
But
that was-
still
that-
doing
that-
nothing.
But still does nothing.
His whole thing was that he was quiet, so that the 20s were able to be much louder as a result.
Oh, that and the 20s fucked when it came to like being party time. So
Yes, the overindulgence. It's, you know.
So maybe what the actual difference is that Calvin fucks.
Well,
He's still quiet.
Oh no!
he probably did. He
Yeah.
probably did anyway.
Yeah, see, we
so.
just don't know, but we're just definitively confirming Calvin fucks.
What's that line?
Yes.
Be quiet and carry a large stick. He really took that to heart, didn't he?
Tip at the cock.
God.
I didn't even make it an hour in before we talked about someone's ding dong. I'm so sorry, Corinne.
No, it's all right. I'm sure many ding dongs will be talked about.
Penis. Yeah.
All right. So, I think kind of the best way to describe this will be to take somebody's character and go through the different descriptors that they've chosen and how it affects their stats. Who would like to put their character in the grinder?
So since
You could
I
take mine.
I don't have one yet, so we could build together.
Yeah,
Would
yeah, we
that
can
make?
build.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We could also go through someone's first. I don't care. I'm good either way.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, let's build together.
Okay.
Okay. So, you're going to choose your descriptor first. So you have a bunch of options for a descriptor. You can look these up, but I'm gonna just start rereading some as an example. Bold, brave, caring, cautious, cheerful, cynical, enigmatic, fastidious, fearless, ferocious, hopeful, inquisitive, intimidating, likable. Any of those sound good?
Well, I'm looking because I spent too much money on this goddamn game, but I don't care. I have it pulled up, and I'm torn between intimidating and tech savvy because I feel like her being tech savvy would be mechanics at this point in time.
Yeah. I think either would work. Tech savvy would equate to like mechanic savvy or just kind of like technology savvy. It doesn't need to be electronic technology, like the internet, for example. So I think either is good. But if you would like to go tech savvy, that's definitely a good option.
Okay. I think I will. I think that makes most sense to my brain.
Okay. Now, after you pick your descriptor, this gives you your starting skills.
Okay. So that's the thing I've been confused about. What skills does that give me?
Yes.
I
Hold on.
guess?
Opening my big ass book.
The lore.
Yeah, I gotta go to the list. So you picked tech savvy. Almost there. Nope. Come on, we can get there. I believe in us.
Are you guys still talking about fucking and flower sex?
I finally
Here we
have,
go. Okay.
I finally have the chat on the overlay, and I am instantly reminded why you never have the chat on the overlay.
Yeah, you made this bed. Sorry, buddy.
All right. So, tech savvy, the description. You've always been playing around with devices, especially computers, and this one is going to be like cars and mechanics.
Radio.
Radio, yeah, that's a good example. The long hours you spent tinkering or designing means you can pick up a new device and use it like a pro in no time, or if need be, crack it open and find out what secrets it hides. So basically anything kind of mechanical or I would say most feats of engineering you're going to be able to suss out.
Okay.
But I'll tell you if something is too complicated.
Yeah, that's to your discretion.
Yeah. If you're like, I want to understand blank, and it's like nuclear, like physics or something, I'm gonna be like, no.
What do you mean? Didn't they invent nuclear physics in the 20s?
Yeah, they split the atom, and he wanted to get back with his ex, and it caused like a whole thing.
That was a little further back.
They split the atom. That's not what the Bible taught us. So I mean, what does Genesis 1 say? Doesn't say anything like that.
Genesis, these nuts. Okay, I'm so
All right.
sorry. What skills?
So you gain the following characteristics: technical, +2 to your intellect pool. So everybody starts with the same intellect pool as a level 1 investigator. It might say that on your sheet already, but I can find it for you in a section.
That's where I was confused because the manual didn't have like any of that info
Oh,
on like how to actually build your character
I
sheet.
am sorry it didn't. Have
It's
that.
okay. That's why I was like, I'm very confused how to make a character.
See, I was going off of when you choose your type, it tells you like your pools are this, this, and this. But I don't know if there's a
Oh.
difference between the pools and the big number above the pools.
Where
well,
do you see that?
This
Is
is
that
why
in-
you have a session 0, folks. You
Mm.
gotta
I'm
clear
just
it up.
Curious
We're
if
figuring
it
it out
shows
together.
it
It's in the
in
big
the
book.
in the DM manual that you guys have.
Oh yes. So your tier of investigator is in your character type. So I was just giving everybody a really good show of my boobs there while I was looking back.
Heyo.
Oh man,
I missed it. I'm
Yeah, I'm
disappointed.
sorry.
why are we even here?
Wow.
Okay, so next up, you kind of have to pick what kind of character you're going to be. You can be
Good
an
point.
investigator.
Okay.
Everybody's an investigator, but investigator is a specific class.
Mm.
You could be a protector. Flippy flippy the book. You can be an elocutionist. Or you can be an occultist. You probably shouldn't be an occultist. That wouldn't really make sense for you.
Yeah.
An elocutionist is a talky good person. A protector is a protecty strong person, and
Thank
a investigator is a smarty learn maybe talk person.
So probably investigator would make the most sense. Like,
Unless you want to be real tough.
Twinsies.
do we have a tough?
I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
So I should probably be a tough.
You should do what you want to do.
You should do what you want to do. You don't have to make it balanced.
If
But we
if-
don't have a tough, so if you want to be in that role, you can be, and you can be a protector.
Be our meat shield, mommy.
I
Aw,
will say
Beth.
this. Your character description sounds more like a tough person, but that's not a. You don't have to stick with that.
No, I'm genuinely asking like for feedback flavorfully because like I want to have a fun character to play, but like this is the character I want to play.
I
what works with that?
personally really look forward to. Oh God, I hope I get this right. The Magnus Archives Applejack in this universe. That's the My
I
Little
can't
Pony
help
one, right?
How I
The-
talk.
The protector with the apple on her ass.
Yes, it is Applejack.
Proud of you.
Thank
I
you.
can't help that I have an accent, Roxanne.
I'm literally from the South as well. I gotta be able to make fun of you too.
I guess. Ooh, so
So
Tough.
if you really want to focus on, like being smart or charming, then I would say go with the investigator or the elocutionist. But if you want to focus on being like more strong or agile or like physically capable, that's when you would go with being a protector.
I'm building an old Southern grandpa as a 20-something girl in the 20s.
Then I feel like that's a protector.
Yeah.
I agree with the statement.
Okay, so as your protector stat pools, here, I'll even read this to you. So your individual role. Protectors are physical, action-oriented people. They're most likely to overcome a challenge using force than by other means. They often take the most straightforward path towards their goal. Group role. Protector usually take and deal the most punishment in a dangerous situation. Often it falls on them to protect the other group members from threats. This sometimes means the protector takes on leadership roles as well, at least in combat and other times of danger. Societal role. Protectors in the world may be or have been soldiers, mercenary guards, watchmen, police officers, sailors, or people in other roles or professions who know how to defend themselves with a skill. Now, you grew up on a farm, for instance, correct?
Yes. Sorry.
That's okay. So you probably, you may know how to hunt. You may know survival, things like that, like work in the land, that kind of thing.
I was trying not to build me, and I built me. Fuck.
I mean, you did say you grew up in a rural area.
Well, but I just, for the truck, I just wanted the truck. It was all for the truck. Sorry.
You did kind of build you, but that's okay. This is horror game you.
Oh no. Okay. Anyway.
Um,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to build me, y'all.
It's okay to build you. I think that is kind of the many of us build ourselves in role-playing games. It's pretty normal. All right, so your stat pools, you have a might of 10, so that's your starting value, a speed of 10, and an intellect of 8. However, you did get a +2 to your intellect because you are tech savvy. So you're 10 across the board.
Nice. And that goes in the pool, yeah?
Yes.
Cool. So I'm assuming it's very much like a D&D stat where I can, I have this many to use in a day, and it...
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you have 6 additional points to assign to the stat pool as you wish.
Oh, no.
So you'll get to build this character kind of how you want. So as a first-tier protector, you have the following abilities. Your effort is 1, so you can use 1 effort to make a roll better, essentially. You have a might edge of 1, a speed edge of 1, and an intellect edge of 0. That basically just means you're better at might and speed.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I got distracted by super truckiness. Can you read that for me again?
It is amazing.
God
Also,
damn it.
I had to say something real quick when you were like that you basically are a grandpa in this like young Butch's life. I immediately thought of like if a grandpa got isekai'd and he turned into a young woman.
Hey, like, it's time to go to the barbers. Can't deal with this.
I just immediately that's what I thought of.
God damn it. I'm fully just picturing Clint Eastwood, like the thing of him on his porch. And
Yeah.
but as a young person.
Okay, so you have a might edge of 1, a speed edge of 1, and an intellect edge of 0.
Okay.
And then protector knowledge. You are trained in 1 non-combat protector-related area of knowledge in which you are not already trained. Choose one of the following, and I'm going to give you some things. Discerning motive, forensics, intimidation, perception, stealth, or tracking.
Flavorly, I probably intimidation or tracking would make the most sense. Thoughts from the chorus?
Yeah, I think either makes sense. So whichever one you're feeling more.
Sorry, I zoned out because I was creating your anime title. That time I was hit by a truck and lost my retirement by turning into a young woman. The anime. What was the question?
I don't even remember
right
now.
in a
I'm
movie.
I got that pulled me out so bad. I don't remember what Corinne said. No, you're fine. My brain is just bad.
So I asked you to choose one out of a list, and you said you were going to go with either intimidation or tracking as abilities. Which one do you want to do?
I feel like intimidation's probably good.
Okay, so you're trained in intimidation.
She boxed.
Cipher use. You can have 2 ciphers at a time. We'll go over ciphers later. Weapons. You're practiced with light, medium, and heavy weapons and suffer no penalty when using any kind of weapon. So that's great. Like, you could pick up just about anything and be like, yeah.
Just pick up Karma's character and start.
Hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Exactly.
She's not a beefy person.
Easier to throw around.
Protective abilities. You're a physical person and no stranger to a fight. Your main aim is to use these abilities to protect your friends and allies. Some of your abilities are constant, providing ongoing effects, and others are specific actions that usually cost points for one of your stat pools. Choose 2 of the abilities described below. You can't choose the same ability more than once unless its description says otherwise. So, there is some options here, and I'm not sure if you can see these anywhere. Let me see if it's in the player handbook.
I may have access to the DM book. Hold on.
Because they're just kind of long-winded. One is super long-winded.
Yeah, hold on. I'll pull it up. Is that the last thing we need to cover?
There's some other stuff, but oh yeah, so like the protectors, they even say like backgrounds and profession easily portrayed as protector include, and you go down, it's like laborer, craftsperson. So
Okay.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm seeing if they have that in this book for you. Doesn't click it. All right, well, I'm just going to read these off. If one of these is something you want the full description of, let me know. Combat prowess, no need for weapons. So that's unarmed attack. 1 against many, you get +1 speed point with that. Other knowledge. So that's like giving you an extra thing to be trained in. That's not a physical skill. Overwatch, you use a ranged weapon to target a limited area. Physical skills, you are trained in endurance or gymnastics. Protector, you designate a single character to be your charge. You can change this freely every round. Slow them down. This is a pummeling melee attack or a covering fire range attack. Take the hit. If someone you're close enough to touch is struck and will suffer damage, you can take the hit instead.
Okay.
And 1 against many is essentially being good at fighting in a group. Like if there's you against many people.
Okay. I am going to look for my GM guide because my brain, like, I gotta see it.
Yeah.
And I apologize.
That's all right. While you're doing that, because I think that's the last thing you need to pick, like for your like type of person you are. But I'm gonna go back to your hit descriptor.
So, out of curiosity, whenever it says like the Overwatch 1 intellect point, does that mean you add 1 to your intellect?
So that means I believe you need to use 1 from your pool to use that.
Yeah.
If it says +1, then that means you gain like 1 additional by choosing it.
Okay.
Yes. Here we go. Descriptors again. Like I said, these first couple sessions, we're going to do a lot of book flipping.
We're all learning together.
All right. So as a tech-savvy protector, Andy, you got your book. As a tech-savvy protector, you get a +2 to your intellect pool. And then you are trained in programming or electronics. We're going to go with electronics and call that mechanics.
Yeah.
Suggested second skill, any other technical skill like electrical repair or engineering. So there should be plenty of options within there that you can pick.
Okay.
And then a suggested inability, you're better with tech than with people. You have an inability in discerning motive. So you don't have to take an inability in discerning motive, but it would make sense for your character that maybe you're bad at that or some other like skill that has to do with talking good to people.
Mm-hmm. She's a woman of few words.
Yes.
So that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So whenever you'll have time to read through your abilities to pick your 2. as your protector. But the very last thing we need to do after that is we need to pick your focus.
Ooh.
Let me get to focus. Character focus. All right. So this is the longer part of your sentence. So you are a tech-savvy protector who, and this is what you do. So carries a gun, does a bit of this and that, explores dark places, fights dirty, helps their friends, infiltrates, leads, learns quickly, looks for trouble, moves like a cat, needs no weapon, never says die, practically lives online, which I think in that one we'd say like practically like, I don't know.
Is it every party?
It's every party. Yeah.
Socializing.
Yeah. Or something like that. We'd come up with an equivalent. Runs away, solves mysteries, wears a badge, works the back alleys, like Autumn. Would rather be reading.
Probably does a bit of this and that. I feel like fits. It's either that one or needs no weapon, because I do kind of like the idea of her doing some time as a boxer.
So we can look at both of these. So
I need to call out what Val said in our little chat. She said focus. What did you finish that with, Val? Focus what?
A tech savvy. The tech savvy. What were you?
Protector?
A tech savvy protector who fucks.
Okay. So does a bit of this and that, the description is. You've had a number of jobs in your life, but nothing really stuck. No one thinks consumes you, compels you, or drives you. You float from event to event. That doesn't mean you're unhappy unnecessarily. It's not a bad life. You like to take it easy, appreciate the little things, learn new things, and then switch to something else when that gets boring. Possibly partake in a few relaxing substances now and again. Enjoy the rug that ties the whole room together. All which is to say, you know a little about a lot of different things.
I can't believe that they made an ADHD.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
pothead
That's
character trait.
ADHD.
Let's party.
You dress casually. You might be in decent physical shape if you know that's your thing. Or maybe you're more cerebral, a pseudo-intellectual. It's all good. Connection. Choose one of the following with your group. Pick one other PC. They have always been there for you, gotten you out of jams from time to time. They're cool. Pick one other PC, player character. This character is too uptight for your taste. They've got to learn to chill, and you hope you're the one to give them that perspective. Pick one other character. You're a little jealous of this character because they're better than you at your favorite hobby, whatever that is. Or pick a player character. You owe them money, and you're sincere in your promise to pay it back. You just need things to go your way, financially speaking. And then you get... So minor effects and major effects are essentially the... rolling a 20. So if you roll a 19, you get a minor effect, which is like an additional little bonus. You draw on your experience to ease your next action. Major effect. So when you roll a 20, you get a free no action recovery roll.
Okay.
Because you can re-roll anything essentially, but it takes a full action to try and redo it, and you can't do it unless, like, I could say you can't do it, but like if you took this and it wasn't completely absurd for you to retry, you would get to do it without using an action.
Okay.
And then as a tier 1, so at the very start, life lessons. Choose any 2 non-combat skills. You are trained in those skills.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's that. Did you still want to hear the need no weapons?
Yes, please.
Okay. We're getting there.
Sorry, y'all.
No, we're learning.
Oh,
Okay.
listen, this is great for me to listen to. I'm just like, don't judge. Don't. While I'm listening to you, I'm looking at cooking recipes. Leave me alone. I'm meal planning.
Fair.
But if you see me look at my phone, I'm just listening and looking at cute little desserts that are sugar-free. What the fuck?
Hey, you're better than me. I'm listening and playing a bubble pop game on my phone. So,
All
But you're now getting to see D&D, Roxy, because we have Zoom on. So, like, I'll listen. I'll, like, just
I mean,
Yeah,
look at stuff on
you
my
have to
phone.
be doing something
You have to
else.
be doing something else, you know?
yeah.
Okay, so needs no weapons. You don't use weapon. You are a weapon. With powerful punches, kicks, and full body moves, you inflict incredible damage on your foes. By focusing your energy, the combined power of your body and mind means you can punish your foes without depleting your energy reserves. You might have gained your skills through intense training from a stint in the military or because you grew up in a dangerous area and had no choice but to learn. Whatever the origin of your feats, you likely take good care of your body, ensuring that it remains the sharpest, most dependable weapon at your disposal. Weaponless martial arts are both feared and revered. Weaponless martial artists are both feared and revered. They wear loose, comfortable clothing that allows them a full range of movement, and they rarely use weapons other than their body's own implements, although some carry items designed to enhance their body movements for greater effect, such as knuckle weapons, knee spikes, or boot blades. And then...
Sorry, I heard boot blades and
You could have a boot blade.
Do it.
Don't.
Okay. So... For your connections, pick one other player character. They seem to believe that the only true weapons are those that you can hold in your hand. They might look at you with disdain. Pick one other player character. This character seems incredibly unaware of their body and always happens to get in your way. If you miss your foe and accidentally hit someone else in close range, it's likely to be them. Pick another player character. You once trained with a close friend of theirs and you owe that mutual friend much. And then the fourth option, once these two heard about your skills... pick two other player characters. Once these two heard about your skills, they expressed interest in being your students. However, only one seems to have any aptitude.
can we alter that a bit?
Yeah.
Because I feel like, and I want consent from the girls, obviously, but I feel like if we're all going to the same place, I'm assuming it's kind of a bar because it's a D&D-ish. It's a speakeasy.
It's a speak uneasy. That's the name of the game title.
Anyway,
We made it an hour in before we said the name of the thing in the thing, guys.
it's fine. But
An hour and
there
6 minutes.
we would be. I kind of assumed that, like, I mean, gay recognized gay, so the girls, like the socialite women, would probably see like that looks like a very capable person that would be chill.
So are Val and I the fucking we saw you from across the bar.
Yeah,
We like
like-
your vibe.
No!
but like
No.
legitimately, it would be more like she kind of makes sure that you girls get home, and if anyone like hassles you or anyone starts to be like
You're a
they're
bodyguard.
together romantically,
You're
yeah,
a butch bodyguard. Let's
Yeah.
go.
you're
Yeah.
under the table, kind of like, hey, someone's causing me problems. Okay, I'll fix them.
Yeah, you can, because with this one you just get one of these connections. So yeah, you can be their butch under the
You're
table
my
bodyguard.
butch bodyguard. I'm the socialite bougie bitch. Mel is the smarty pants McPerson French lady.
Do I have the consent of both of you though? Because I don't want to just be like, I want to do that, and then like, I don't care if you don't want me to do that.
Oh hell yeah.
Okay, Val.
Sure. Why not?
Sick. Okay.
Okay. So are you going with needs no weapon then?
Yes.
You
Okay.
are the weapon.
I am.
So of your tier 1 abilities, you just have 2. Yes. So your 2 abilities are Fists of Fury. You inflict 2 additional points of damage with unarmed attacks. That's just like automatic. You don't need to do anything extra for it. And Scarred and Hardened. You reduce the stress you suffer from physical injury by 1. You still suffer stress from mental shock or despair normally. If you already have this ability thanks to your type, you reduce the stress you suffer from physical injury by 2. All right. So your minor effect suggestion. So if you get a 19, you trip your target and knock them prone. Major effect, you get a 20. You strike your target in a limb, making that limb useless for the next minute. So those are just suggestions. You can recommend something else, but this just kind of give you an idea of what happens. Like, it's not always going to be the case that you're going to roll a 19 or a 20 when you're fighting someone. But those are just recommendations for in a fight.
Okay. That did go a little quick, so I will confirm that with you probably off stream.
Yeah.
Make sure we're all good. But yes.
Okay, so you think you have your character built now?
I think I do. I just need a name.
Yeah. Are you going to have boot blades? Because if so, then Shiv is a great first name.
Well, I was thinking about that. I was also considering, and I kind of want to float this to the community and just in general. So I'm a huge fan of like the Magnus property, you know, in general. And they're currently making more sequel Magnus Protocol, and one of the main characters is played by a trans actress named Billy Hindle. And I thought Billy would be such a cool name, but I didn't want to be disrespectful in that, like, she's trying to kind of hide as a dude by going by Billy, and I didn't want to be disrespectful to the, like, you know what I mean, to Billy in general, but I thought that would be a cute nod. Do you think that's cool? Am I thinking too much about it?
I think you're overthinking it.
Okay, cool.
As a trans woman, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I.e. Yeah. I just thought that was cute.
Yeah, definitely. And Billy can always be short for Wilhelmina or something like that.
Kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I like Billy. I think it's cute.
Okay.
All right, so we have your character now. So everybody else, while we were going through building Andy's character, did this help you understand your characters a little bit more, or like anything you needed to change after you built your character?
So yes, so I was trying to, like, as I was listening to Andy build her character, I could not find anything about abilities at all. Maybe I was just not looking in the right place, but
I couldn't find it anywhere. I looked through this whole thing.
I saw like a list of abilities, but I don't know what they do.
Okay, yeah. So you're an elocutionist, right?
No, I'm an investigator.
Investigator.
As am I.
Hold on, let me get to investigator.
It is in the GM handbook, by the way. I pulled it up and I found that.
Oh, so it's just not in the player handbook.
Yeah, that's not very useful.
No.
I think it forces a good session 0 though, because there are relations that have to be formed within the players that may not be previously discussed. So I don't think it's a huge loss.
All right. So for investigators, your effort is 1. You have a speed edge of 1, a might edge of 0, and an intellect edge of 1. Investigator skills, you are trained in 2 investigation-related skills in which you are not already trained.
You moved way too fast. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You went so fast.
Okay.
Start over.
So, okay. Investigator stat pools. Might 10, speed 9, intellect 9. And then you have 6 additional points to assign to the stat pools as you wish. So that is 6 points you get to distribute however you want. And those pools are essentially how you don't always need to use pools or rolls to do things. Like, I'm not going to ask you to roll to open a door. But I am going to ask you to roll to avoid a speeding car. So, for instance, if you're avoiding a speeding car, that's going to be your speed skill. And each level of difficulty essentially creates a number. So, I would say that trying to avoid a speeding car is demanding, because my options are routine 0. You don't need to roll for that. 1, simple. Most people can do this most of the time. I don't think most people can avoid a speeding car most of the time. Standard, typical task requiring focus, but most people can usually do this. I don't think most people can usually avoid a speeding car. Demanding 3 requires full attention. Most people have a 50-50 chance to succeed. So if you know a car is speeding at you, I'd say you have a 50-50 shot of maybe getting out of the way. 4, difficult. Trained people have a 50-50 chance to succeed. So only if you're really good at avoiding cars do you have the chance to avoid it. Challenging. Even trained people often fail. Intimidating. Normal people almost never succeed. Formidable, impossible without skill or great effort. Heroic, a task worthy of tales told for years after. Immortal, a task worthy of legends that last lifetimes. Impossible, a task that normal humans couldn't consider, but one that doesn't break the laws of physics. So, this task difficulty, so for instance, I'm saying that trying to avoid a car that's speeding at you at the speeds a car can go in 1925 is difficult or is demanding. It requires your full attention. You got to know what's happening. But most people have a 50-50 chance of avoiding a 1925 car speeding at them. So you're trying to roll a 9. So when you're trying to roll that 9, you would roll your dice, and then you'd be able to add your specific things to it. So like if you added an effort, you would add that. If you were using a specific skill that pulled from your speed pool, you would add that, so on and so forth. I think really we're only going to know how to do this once we really get going, but that's kind of the basic idea. That's what your pools are for. It's for doing specific things that are hard. You're not going to need those pools for everyday tasks, and you're not going to really need, like, you're not going to be rolling to open a door, you know, is a good way to put it. So so your effort is 1, so you can expend 1 effort to basically make a roll better. Your speed edge is 1, might edge is 0, intellect edge is 0 or 1. So what that means, your edges, that means that it takes less effort for you to do something with speed or do something with intellect than it does with might.
Okay, so can you repeat the numbers that go in edge for might, speed, and intellect?
Yes. So your speed edge is 1, your might edge is 0, your intellect edge is 1.
Okay.
Okay. So your investigative skills. You are trained in 2 investigation-related skills in which you are not already trained. Choose 2 of the following: discerning motive, forensics, intimidation, perception, persuasion, researching, or tracking. So I think researching makes sense for you, but you can also choose 1 more.
So I chose researching, and what were the other ones?
Discerning motive, forensics, intimidation, perception, persuasion, researching, or tracking. Forensics could also make sense for you, Karma.
I think forensics. I think researching and forensics.
Okay. So Karma, you discerning motive, you're working with a PI. That would make sense. Perception, just like generally being able to perceive things, like having a good eye. Persuasion, maybe you're a fast talker, and that's gotten you far. Or maybe even tracking, because if you work for a PI, maybe you picked up a few things about how folks move.
She also has a journalist background, though.
Okay. So you could definitely still have like something like researching and then pick one of the other ones as well.
Yeah.
Because 2 people being good at researching, not a bad game in a game about researching.
Yeah. No, I immediately wrote down researching because she has a degree in journalism.
Yeah. Okay. So, so for who's ever asking, Great Red Shark, this is the new Magnus Archives RPG, which is based on the Cypher system. All right, so you can have 2 ciphers at a time, which I think is going to be the same across the board, but maybe the occultists get more ciphers. I don't know. We'll talk about ciphers later. They do. Okay. Weapons. You're practiced with light and medium weapons and suffer no penalty when using them. You have an inability when using heavy weapons. So, like, you're hindered when you're using a heavy weapon, but you are not hindered. And hindered essentially makes something more difficult for you. It moves it up that difficulty track. That I was talking about. So like if, for instance, you were hindered in something that was originally a 3, which is you need to roll a 9 for, it then makes it a 4 and you need to roll a 12. So like that's kind of how being hindered works. You can get ease, so make it less hard by having somebody help you or using effort, things like that to bring you back up the track to making it easy again. So Investigative abilities. Compared to most others, you're clear-headed, quick-witted, and perceptive. Your abilities reflect that. Choose 2 of the abilities listed below. You can't choose the same ability more than once unless its description says otherwise. Excuse me. Gosh. Investigators get a lot of them. All right. No, it's all right. I mean, it makes sense. Careful observation. So, like, if there's one that sounds good to you, let me know and I'll read it. Careful observation, decipher, fleet of foot. This one gives you an additional speed point. Follow the trail, knowledge skills, missing detail, operate in the dark, ready for danger, and surging confidence.
Could you repeat that, please?
Yes.
Yeah, I wish I could read along with you because these things that you're talking about, like I can't find them.
Well, can't you share screen on Zoom?
I thought I gave you guys the full book. Maybe I didn't. Hold
Did
on.
you give us I thought you just gave us the player manual. Let me look in Discord. Hold on. Maybe I'm stupid.
Maybe I didn't give you the full one because I was on my phone. Here, I can give you the
So
full
folks, basically, session 0 is just where we talk about the rules, we do character creation, and
Yes.
of course, tease each other mercilessly. Also, welcome in, Nighty. Yeah. It's very good to have a session 0, especially when it's a game that like is a whole new system. And also, I'm finding it fantastic that both Val and Karma were investigators, and now both me and Autumn are occultists. So Pixie only has to do this 2 more times to help us with character creation. It works out really well.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Up. Let me download the game PDF.
Yeah, I double checked and we only have the player guide.
I think I expected it to have more than it did. Or I was on my
Yeah.
phone and forgot.
It definitely, because I read through it cover to
Yeah.
cover twice and was like, I have no idea how to make a character. So the player's guide is not great, just so you're aware.
It seems great for playing once you have a character,
Yeah.
but the creation process you can't do without the main manual.
Yeah. Which I think is interesting.
That's a nice way to put it.
Here we go.
And it's not like there's a ton of materials out online to be able to like reference because it just came out in like December.
It's downloading. Yeah. Come on, download. Oh, you're done? Okay. Okay, here. Okay, that's gonna take a minute because it's a big boy. But while that loads, I'm gonna read through these again. If there's one you want me to read, let me know. Okay.
Mhm.
Careful observation, decipher, fleet of foot, follow the trail, knowledge skills, missing detail, operate in the dark, ready for danger, surging confidence.
What?
So,
Go ahead.
what does knowledge skills mean, and how many of these do we get?
So, you choose 2 of these.
Okey-dokey.
So knowledge skills, you are trained in 2 skills in which you are not already trained. Choose 2 areas of knowledge such as history, geography, forensics, and so on. You can select this ability multiple times. Each time you select it, you must choose 2 different skills.
Hold on, repeat that.
So if you choose knowledge skills as one of your abilities, you are trained in 2 skills in which you are not already trained. So you get to pick 2 additional skills to be trained in.
Got it.
Okay, so knowledge skills, what are those?
So these can essentially be any skills that are knowledge based. So you wouldn't be able to like pick, something that has to do with like attacking someone or something, but you can do anything that has to do with something you would know, like history, geography, forensics. I'm sure there's other skills that you have listed there you can pick.
I'm going to say knowledge of literature and or text.
Okay. And then you could pick one more.
Dark thing.
Okay.
What was that?
Dark thing? Let's see. I don't know. Let me search our PDF for dark thing.
It was like something dark.
Oh, you want the thing that's from the dark. Oh,
Yes.
so if with knowledge skill, you get 2 skills.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh god. Oh damn. Knowledge of that. So like books, literature, whatever.
Oh, I have to say real quick, shout out to Cave for typing all that out in the Twitch chat. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Absolute champ.
Knowledge of I'm going to say human anatomy.
I like that.
Yes, she has that. Hey.
All right.
I know human anatomy from both sides of the spectrum. So
Okay, so you did want you do get one more skill. So this is you said something about the dark, so operate
dark
in the
thing.
dark.
yeah, that.
Operate in the dark. For the next hour, you use your other senses to compensate for a lack of vision. If you're blinded or just in the dark, you operate without any hindrance.
Okay.
And that uses like an intellect point. Like that's an ability you have to use. Whereas the knowledge skills you just have. So like that's kind of like the different types of skills you can use. Like follow the trail. You don't need to use anything to do that, but you do need to use something to decipher. Like you need to use your intellect to decipher. So you're using your skill, your pool points.
I'm still sticking with it. I think
Okay. Operate
since
in the dark.
I went with explores dark places, I feel like
Yeah.
I kind of have to.
Yeah,
unless
that makes sense.
unless that is something that's included with my focus.
Let me check. That's a good question. You always want to make sure you are not doubling up.
Karma, are you saying things?
Yes, I was muted.
I saw your
because I
mouth
yawned.
moving.
Oh no, I figured out where the investigator stuff was in the manual. It's on page 31 if you download the next one that Pixie sent.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the Explorer's Dark Places doesn't give you anything particular for seeing in the dark. But you do get Superb Explorer. You are trained in perception, endurance, and gymnastic tasks.
Okay. That will be noted.
Okay, so you're operating in the dark. Karma, what were the two, do you know what two abilities you want to take for Investigator?
I think I'm going to take careful observation and yeah, let's see. And I'm probably missing detail.
I was hoping someone would pick that. That's a good one.
She's a reporter.
Yeah, she should be good.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. And then, okay, so you both have your abilities. So we're going to go to your focuses. Okay, so Val, we were already talking about your focus, so we're just going to go back to that. Your focus is somewhere. Explores dark places. You feel most at home creeping through cellars, empty homes, and warehouses by night, tunnels and warrens beneath the street, and when possible, honest to goodness caves. Sunlight and empty skies? No, that's not your shtick. If you're being honest, open spaces might even make you a bit uncomfortable, which is why you prefer the gloom and press of dark places. That's where you find lost things, hopefully valuable, under the cover of shadow. Most likely you wear dark clothing to help you blend into the blackness. On the other hand, you might wear sensible garments and gear because you have serious and dangerous business to attend to in the dark. Now, for your connection. Choose one of the following with your group. Pick one other player character. This character has been your companion during previous expeditions, and the two of you work so well together that you both gain an asset to a die roll when you collaborate on the same non-combat task. So an asset is like giving you ease, so making your role easier. Or pick two other player characters you think you once saw them through a keyhole doing something illegal. You could choose whether or not to share that information. The characters can choose whether it was really them, it could have been neither, one, or both, and they may or may not share that information in return. Pick one other player character. This person always seems to hear you, no matter how stealthy you try to be. Pick one other player character. They're so loud in everything they do that you feel obligated to try and help them learn to move more quietly through the world. Whether or not they are interested is up to them.
Okay. Interesting.
Now, I do want to say there are at least 2 people in this group who could have been caught doing something illegal together.
Wait, no! No, please don't say someone saw me and Val being roommates. No.
Oh, it's Val. No. Val couldn't see you and Val being roommates.
No, I'm thinking of Karma's character.
Oh. Karma's character doesn't explore dark places. You're okay.
This is true.
Oh, okay, okay.
She's a quick learner.
90 says so loud. Move throughout the world.
my
Wonder who
God.
that would be. Listen. I am very loud.
But what I was implying is that we have a bootlegger and a thief in this group.
Oh, sorry, I just immediately went to gay sex. Okay.
Don't we all?
Don't we all?
I go there often.
Sorry, Autumn.
Shut up.
Owl will definitely go over each character at the end again, just to kind of give that last kind of wrap up after we've built everything. Okay, so what do you think, Val, out of those options? If you want me to read them again, let me know.
Read them again, please.
Pick one other player character. This character has been your companion during previous expeditions, and the two of you work so well together that you both gain an asset to any die roll when you collaborate on the same non-combat task, so you can make each other's role easier. Pick two other player characters you think you once saw them through a keyhole doing something illegal. You can choose whether or not to share that information. The characters can choose whether it was really them, it could have been neither, one, or both, and they may or may not share that information in return. Pick one other player character. This person always seems to hear you, no matter how stealthy you try to be. Or pick one other player character. They are so loud in everything they do that you feel obligated to try and help them learn to move more quietly through the world. Whether or not they are interested is up to them.
I'm going to choose the second one because it sounds interesting and more in vibing with the sort of person I'm making.
Okay, so you think you saw two other player characters doing something illegal through a keyhole.
Yeah.
Which two player characters do you think you saw doing something illegal?
Okay, well, we're going to go with one person who is obvious, and so we're going to go with so we know that we got a bootlegger, and what was the end? We got a thief. I'm going to say it's more likely that I saw a bootlegger than somebody stealing something, because that seems to me like a more widespread activity. So we'll say bootlegger. So we'll say Andy. And I'll also pick somebody who may or may not have been doing something illegal. And I'm not going to pick Roxy because I feel like that's cheating. So I'll pick Karma.
So
and we can decide whether or not that actually happened or not.
Yeah. So you believe you saw Karma and Andy doing something illegal through
Yes.
keyhole once. Okay.
Yes. Now it could be something else completely unrelated. Like we could just, it could be gay sex. So
It
She
could be
wishes.
sex.
She wishes, bitch.
I
Sorry.
mean, to be clear, still illegal in the 1920s, but not
Yes.
something you would care about.
Yes, I'm like, I saw that, and but I'm not like put off by it or anything.
All right.
Of all the terms to instantly be approved by a mod, gay sex was approved lightning fast.
That was me. That was
That
me.
was you,
I did
Pixie.
it.
That was
Yeah.
you. 90 says, damn, I wanted to allow that. Every mod instantly moved.
Fastest fingers in the Midwest.
That's because
Oh.
90% of your mods are gay in some way.
I didn't
So-
plan it that way.
I mean, I didn't plan it that way either. I just happened to move the pendulum back towards gay sex. So by accident, sorry.
That tricky gay sex
Hilarious.
sneaks up
Always
on you.
sneaking
It was
up on
straight
ya.
for so long.
So we have the 6 additional points to assign to the stat pools as they wish.
Mhm.
I had moved on to my focus, which gives me an additional 3 points to my intellect. My intellect now sits at an 18.
Damn, son.
I put nothing into speed.
You are slow as shit.
You're gonna be really smart, but Andy's gonna have to pick you up to run.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to throw you over my shoulder, like.
I mean,
Okay, so Val, your minor effect suggestion, the target is also dazed for 1 round, during which time all of its tasks are hindered. So you can get that effect, like dazing a target. These are just suggestions. Major effect, the target is stunned and loses next turn. So essentially, you have the option, because you're good at being in the dark, like kind of fighting sneaky is what this seems to me. All right, so what was your focus, Karma?
learns quickly.
Okay,
It's page 74.
thank you.
I got you. At least it's page 74 of my document.
It's almost 74. It's right around it. It's 72. Yes. All right. Okay. So learns quickly. I assume you've already read through your stuff, so I'm not going to read the full thing, but I am going to read a lot of the connections. Okay. Choose one of the following with your group. Pick one other PC. That character helped you get your current job. Pick one other player character. Through no fault of their own, that character got you fired from your last job by pointing out a problem with something you were connected to only indirectly. Pick one other player character. That character is your cousin. Picked one other player character. You're pretty sure that character hates you, though you don't know why.
Make Andy your cousin so you can't do it. Do it.
I thought it would be funny if Autumn's character was my cousin because he's a thief and I'm a PI.
Oh,
that
is
would
fun.
be so good. Wait.
I think that would be good. Because the other ones, like, she hasn't been fired. No one, like, none of the groups here would make sense for, like, her current job. And I feel like the only person that she might think hates her would be Val's character for thinking she did something illegal.
And
So I
not
think-
something fun illegal.
Yeah. So I think Autumn's character being the cousin would be really funny if they're
Okay.
a thief.
Autumn, do you
I-
consent to being
Do you
family
consent,
with
Autumn?
Karma?
Do I consent to be cousining? Yeah, what's your character's name?
Nicola.
How do you spell that?
Nikola.
Nikola.
Yeah.
Exactly, Owl. Not something fun illegal like butt stuff. All right. So you also get additional equipment. You get 2 tickets to see a show at a local movie theater. Isn't that nice?
Cute.
Minor effect suggestion. So if you roll a 19, a suggestion, your next task, attack, or defense roll, if made within 1 minute, is ease. So that goes 1 step up the ladder of difficulty, making it easier for you. Major effect suggestion. You roll a 20. Treat the result of your next task, attack, or defense roll, if made within 1 minute, as if you rolled a natural 18. So essentially, you get a good roll twice with that.
Got it.
And an 18, for a reminder, is that's an intimidating roll. Normal people almost never succeed.
Got it.
And a natural as an 18 is before you roll anything, add anything else to it. So you can even go even greater. You can be a fucking
Would that be
badass.
under like special abilities? Is that where I would put that?
So
or-
the minor effect suggestions, it might just be something to add to your notes. Because these are just kind of like, they're just suggestions. Like,
Okay.
we can, it really depends on what the exact scenario is, but it's saying because you learn quickly, this kind of thing makes sense for being what happens when you really succeed. Like, you
Okay.
knock it out of the park, you know. Okay, so because you learn quickly, you have the enhanced intellect, as you said. You gain 3 points to your intellect pool. And then you picked up a few things. You are trained in any non-combat task in which you do not already have training. So you're trained in any non-combat task, which is
I
great.
am a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Except for combat.
Yeah, you can't do shit when it comes to a fight. All right. So I think that covers our investigators. Is that correct?
I think so, unless there's more to it.
Nope, that's about it.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna move to our occultists.
Yeah, that's me and Autumn. We're occultists.
no.
Help!
All right, so occultists, your might is 7 for your starting pool. Your speed is 9. Your intellect is 12.
Okay.
Yes.
Might is 7. Speed is
9
9.
and intellect is 12.
Okay. Intellect 12.
And then you have 6 additional points to assign to the stat pools as you wish. So 6 freebies that you can have put wherever. So as a first tier occultist, you have the following abilities. Your effort is 1. Everybody has 1 effort in the beginning. You can try real hard once. You have speed edge of 0, so you're not too great at speed. Might edge of 0, not too great at might. Intellect edge of 1, a little better at intellect. Knowledge skills. You are trained in occultism and 1 other knowledge skill in which you are not already trained, such as astronomy, biology, geography, history, mathematics, philosophy, physics, psychology, or researching. So take occultism, obviously, and then pick 1 other skill.
Psychology!
And what about you, Autumn?
I went with history.
Nice. Cipher use. You can have 3 ciphers at a time. Ooh. And ciphers are basically kind of like, generally speaking, 1-use bonuses. Kind of. Like I have a whole list of ciphers that are options. So, but they are granted during play, essentially. Weapons. You're practiced with light and medium weapons and suffer no penalty when using them. You have an inability when using heavy weapons. So you are hindered when you're using heavy weapons, but light and medium are fine. Occult abilities. Your knowledge of the occult is matched only by your knowledge of people, and in particular, fooling them. Choose 2 of the abilities listed below. You can't choose the same ability more than once unless the description says otherwise. Now you don't necessarily have to tell me these if you don't want to. These ones are a little bit more. You may not want to say them out loud, is what I'll say, for what you're picking. But I'll know. It's just maybe you don't want the whole group to know, just because the occultists are a little bit weirder in what's going on with them.
Oh!
I believe I already told you, Corinne.
You did. So the options are already tainted, artifact affinity, esoteric skills, intuition, sensitive, slightly sinister skills. Like I said, like you might not want to tell everyone you could do these things. So if you just want to put it on your sheet and tell me later, that's fine. Supernatural comprehension, understanding, ventriloquism. And then there's one that requires using 1 intellect point and 1 stress, which is mesmerism.
Boy, I wonder what Psyche's gonna take here.
These damn Zoom calls where you can see my face. This is such bullshit. don't
Now,
care.
I do want to warn you
Yeah.
that stress can physically harm you and kill you. So,
Never mind.
Just like in
Hold
real
on.
life.
Scribbling that out. Well, for no reason at all. Was one of them supernatural comprehension?
one of them was supernatural comprehension.
Okay.
You identify the parameters of an unnatural effect within an immediate distance, like a curse, the presence of something inhuman, or a spell. This typically requires at least a minute of study and reflection. You use an action to initiate it.
Okay.
Anything else anyone would like read for no reason at all? No,
And,
we good.
and
We
it, was,
good?
Good.
it was 2 of those abilities, right?
Two, yes, two.
Okay.
You get 2.
I've written my 2.
Okay,
I
perfect.
heard my too.
Perfect. All right, so that's all we need to do for your type.
Oh, I was gonna ask.
Yes.
The light and medium weapons, are we trained in that? Is that what it means when it says you're skilled in it or practiced with it? Is that how as trained? Like a skill? Or
I think because trained automatically no. So you're not actually trained in them, because I believe being trained in them would actually make it easier. You're just based at you can use them and it's not harder for you.
okay.
So, like, for instance, if you tried to use a heavy weapon, it would be essentially, if we're talking D&D terms, at disadvantage. Whereas, like, a light weapon or a medium weapon, you just use standard.
I wasn't sure what that meant, so I will.
Yeah, but, like, if, for instance, you do get training in a weapon, then you would, then it would be easier. I think you might be able to take, when you're... depending on your options, like when it says you can take skills and stuff, what did you choose for your for your focus Autumn?
For my, you mean focus? The
The last thing, like carries a gun or does a bit of this and that.
works the back alleys.
Works the back alley. So you might have some physical skills.
Mine
let's
is
check.
learns quickly.
Oh, so learns quickly. That is what Karma had. So we'll go over that first real quick, and then we'll go to works back alleys. So you get to choose one of the following. Pick another player character. That character helped you get your current job. Pick another player character through no fault of their own. That character got you fired from your last job by pointing out a problem with something you were connected to only indirectly. Pick another player character. That character is your cousin. Pick one other player character. You're pretty sure that character hates you, though you don't know why.
Do it. Make me your cousin too.
God.
Could you imagine?
Everyone's cousin.
It's tempting because we're both occultists, and like in the Magnus archive, stuff runs through families.
Oh no.
And then by doing
It's
this, I
so
would
funny.
force Karma to also be related to me. I have to choose that I am also making Autumn my cousin. Welcome to the family, Karma. We are all now related.
We're gonna need a family tree.
God.
We do have the feeling that Roxy's lying about her last name, so
What
Well,
is
when you
your
meet me and you're like,
name?
so it's Alice Biltmore. That's what she goes by in like socialite circles. She's trying to be an actress in the silent films, you know, and she has unnaturally good luck. And you know, you may run into her and be like, Biltmore, huh? Sure.
sure, that's your last name.
Uh-huh.
That's definitely a real last name people have in the world, yes.
Les says Autumn gets to be everyone's relative. Gabe says it's all in the family. Family
How are
Reed.
you related to me?
No. I work for your cousin.
Oh, yeah. There you
Sorry.
go. There you go.
Yeah. I work for your kin.
Work for my team.
So, you also get 2 tickets to see a show at a local movie theater.
That's my favorite. Just like weird little like. Oh.
Yeah, you get to go to the theater. Your next, and then the minor effect suggestions were the same ones I suggested for Karma, which was your next task, attack, or defense roll is eased. So if you get a 19, your next roll is a little bit easier. If you get a 20, treat the result of your next task, attack, or defense roll, if made within 1 minute, as if you rolled a natural 18. So essentially, you get 2 great rolls right out of the bat if you get 1. It's 1 for 2, 2 for 1.
Oh, learns quickly is nice.
And then in tier 1, you get the following abilities. Enhanced intellect, you gain 3 points to your intellect pool. And then picked up a few things. You are trained in any non-combat task in which you do not already have training.
So that would just be like any roles that are non-combat tasks.
Yeah.
You would get it's eased by 1.
Yes, yeah. So like if for instance you're doing something that like you're I don't know, I'm just trying to think of something that you might do that's not jumping in front of a car. Because that seems to be the only thing that's popping into my head.
Lock picking a door?
Yeah, lock picking a door. You're lock picking a door. That is 1 level easier for you. Because it's as if you're trained. Not that you would ever do that, but you know, it's as if you're trained in that task. Because you're a quick learner. All right, so works the back alley.
Autumn, you would. You would. That cousin of mine.
I don't know what you expected from me.
Okay. So choose one of the following in your group. Pick one other player character. The character knew you beforehand and helped you to leave your life of crime for other pursuits, at least temporarily. Pick another player character. A while back, you attempted to steal from them, but they caught you in the process. Pick another player character. You never seem to be able to hide so that they can't see you. Or pick one other player character. They know your real identity if it's a secret, or that you work undercover if it's a secret, and has kept the knowledge to themselves so far.
Oh my, I feel like you should pick the last one.
What was the last one? I was reading chat.
Keep secrets. Oh, your secret identity.
Oh.
Someone close to you knows your secret identity and is willing to keep it, basically.
So like you have 2 family members now.
Yeah, 2 family members, one who works for a PI.
I kind of like the idea that you know that I'm a thief, and you kind of are like, I'm not happy about it, but it's what you do. But anytime like a case comes across for something being stolen, you like ring me up and are like, hey,
Did you do this?
Was this, we're gonna need that back. Can you yeah, half the fee as usual. Yep, okay.
So many things just magically reappear.
If cases like start like getting low, you just maybe send me a list of former clients and be like, hey, boss is saying he can't make payroll this month, and so yeah.
Maybe Autumn's the reason your family's lucky.
That's so funny.
God damn it.
We're gonna have to get in a little group chat. I'm gonna make one
Yeah, no,
right
we're gonna
now
have to
for our
talk.
siblings.
You have to have a family group chat.
What entity do we have for our family? Hold on, I gotta get ready for a DM.
All right. So, additional equipment. You start with a bag of light tools that include lockpicks. Minor effect suggestion. So when you get a 19, you can immediately attempt to hide after this action. Or if you get a 20 for your major effect suggestion, you can immediately take a second action during this turn. So once again, it's the 2-for-1 dealio. So your tier 1 skill is stealthy. You are trained in your choice of 2 of the following skills: deception, discerning motive, disguise, lockpicking, pickpocketing, or stealth. You can choose this ability multiple times, but you must select different skills each time. So yeah. I think that's everybody's characters. Does anyone have any questions about their characters?
I took lockpicking and discern motive.
Cool. All right.
Did we go over the descriptor?
Oh, I think we forgot your descriptor. Let me get back there. Here we go.
Descriptor? I hardly know her.
God.
Okay,
damn
so Roxy, yours was cheery, is that correct?
Yeah, cheerful occultist who learns quickly.
Okay, so you gain the following characteristics +2 to your intellect pool. Damn, you're smart.
Oh!
You're trained in persuasion. And then your suggested second skill is performance or healing.
Am I the goddamn healer?
You did it to yourself, bitch.
Yep. Your mercy, no matter what you
Because
did.
none of these other bitches have healing. Might as well.
Should have picked Mercy.
Can my healing be like old timey cocaine? Like I just have a bunch of little
Yes.
bottles in my purse,
Yes.
like a Kesha girl from the 20s.
Your healing can definitely be old-timey cocaine.
I'm just a Kesha flapper who's like that supportive girl in the bathroom at a club.
Did you know that 7-Up used to have lithium in it?
That's what I use. 7-Up, baby, and Coca-Cola.
Oh my god.
I'm healing y'all. Be grateful.
And then a suggested inability, so something you're bad at. You're lighthearted but not fast. You have an inability in speed defense.
I'm already slow. I can't afford it.
Yes. So, you don't need to take that inability, but it is,
Why would someone take an inability?
hold on. There is a reason for it. 1 second.
Cause I know people love the story, but not that much.
There is a reason for it. Hold on, let me find it.
Okay, okay.
I read it.
See,
Ability.
Les gets me. Get that lithium and cocaine up in here.
Take cocaine for the ghosts in your blood to
I
make
just
you
love.
crazy.
Oh God, can you imagine? I just love the idea of academic Mel being roommates with Flapper Kesha and drugs.
I greatly dislike Flapper Kesha.
Oh, okay. So, okay. So if you want to take your secondary skill, you have to take an inability.
So if I need to be able to heal, I have to. Fine, slow bitch it is. Unless there's other ones.
You could take something else. So taking an extra
Okay.
skill also requires that you choose an inability relevant to your descriptor. An inability is a task your character isn't good at. So you just need to pick something that you're bad at that makes sense for someone who is cheerful.
What are my options? Maybe like a bad judge of character?
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Like
You're
like intelligent but not wise.
Yeah, you would be bad at telling if someone was lying. You would be bad at telling like if someone is trying to pull a fast one. Like you're more trusting than perhaps you should be.
Okay. But I am good at persuasion.
Yeah.
So if I get into something sticky, I'll find my way out eventually.
Yeah. So if anybody took a secondary skill like as listed by your descriptor, note that you will have to take an inability, but it doesn't have to necessarily be the one listed. It just has to make sense. And you could just tell me what it is and I'll be like, yeah, that makes sense. Or no, that doesn't make sense. Like it gave specific like examples of things that wouldn't make sense. Like, you can't say that you're bad at like rocket science. When is that going to come up? Like.
So, question then for you.
Yes.
Because under scholarly, it gives you gain the following characteristics, and then it says skill, 1 knowledge skill, blah, 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 and then skill, another logic skill. And then underneath it says suggested second skill.
So the suggested yes, so the suggested second skill, if you're taking that second skill, that is when you need to have an inability. But the inability doesn't necessarily have to be what it suggests.
Yeah, scholarly just has 2, and then it has suggested underneath it, which is what's confusing to me.
Let me look. You said scholarly?
Yeah, because it has 1 knowledge skill like philosophy, geography, or history, and then another knowledge skill like astronomy, biology, or geology.
Oh, so I think this may be, I'm going to say this might be a typo in the text. I think essentially for most characters, it's always a suggested second skill. For you, it's a suggested third skill.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I just
So
think
I could
it's a
have
bit of a
3 skills.
yeah. You could have 3 skills because scholarly, it makes sense that you could have an additional skill.
Okay,
But if
that
you're
makes more
having
sense.
that third skill, you get the inability. Yeah.
Wow,
Scholarly-
someone's fancy.
I only have an 18 pool in my intelligence.
We still love you, cousin. It's okay.
But yeah, like for instance, the suggested skill, like under quick, it only gives a suggested skill. It doesn't give a suggested second skill, but it does suggest an inability. So like, it's not even giving you like the suggestion of a second skill, but you could still pick a second skill. You just need to take an inability. So it's like, it's kind of written a little weird, but it's more of like you need to infer, which, you know, happens in a book this big. All right. So we got cheerful down. Autumn, what was your descriptor?
Enigmatic.
An easy one to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Enigmatic. You're trained in stealth. You're trained in intellect defense.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, once again, this is a your suggested second skill is actually a suggested third skill because it gives you 2 skills straight out of the bat. So if you wanted a third skill, you could be trained in deception or occultism. You're already trained in occultism.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to be trained in deception, you can take a third skill, but you would have to take an inability.
I would like to take deception, and I'd like my inability to be in pickpocketing.
Okay, so you're just shitty. You're a shitty pickpocket.
Yeah, I'm a great thief unless I'm trying to take it physically off a person. I can never get it so they don't notice me.
You're just very noticeable.
Yeah, it's like I can never get the whole like into their pocket and out without them noticing. That is,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works for me. Yeah, that works.
I stick to opening windows and taking things off of rooms.
You're more of a house thief than a in-person thief.
Yeah.
All right. So Andy, what was your descriptor again? Just so we can go over it.
Let me pull it up really quick. Tech savvy.
Oh yes, tech savvy. So let me look at yours again, just because we've figured out the inability thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trained in we said mechanics or
Machining.
yeah, like machining. And then you had the suggested second skill, so you could take any other. If you wanted to take any other technical skill like electrical repair or engineering, you would then have to take a suggested inability or an inability. It could be anything you want, but like for instance, it says you have an inability in discerning motive. Like that could be a good example, or just something else you think you might be bad at, as long as it makes sense.
I feel like she would be good at like specifically engineering because I feel like you need that for like guns for the tiny mechanics. And she'd probably be really bad at like I don't want to say she's not a chipper person because it's not that she's not happy and doesn't have a good time, doesn't have fun, but she's just a grandpa. She's just a stoic, like, I'm here to kick ass and take names and I've already got a name. Let's go.
She's not very motivational.
Yeah, she's just like, I'm here to work. What do I need to do?
Not a lot of morale boosting coming from.
She's just not someone that's like you would invite to the party necessarily. Unless you want the party to end in bloodshed.
The best kind. All right, so I think that is good. Did anyone else have any questions about their character or anything else we need to cover character-wise? I think we're good. All right, so we're almost at the end of the session. Basically, what I just want everyone to do is go around and introduce their character for the first time, fully fledged, and go give a little bit of your backstory on how you know each other and how we've come up with. And then I'm going to read your first statement, and then we can end there.
Oh, you're gonna do a sturdy with a cliffhanger. I love it.
Just to verify with you, are you going to be giving us a copy of the statement?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
I will indeed. All right. let's go with Andy first.
I was hoping you wouldn't pick me because I was gonna pick a last name. So I don't have a last name yet.
That's
But-
okay.
My character's name is Wilhelmina Billy something, and she is a tech-savvy protector who needs no weapon.
And go ahead.
She is connected in the Chicago Underground because she was raised in an environment that taught her to be tough, and then she came to the city. And I'm gonna say, like, Val, you can tell me to fuck off with this, but I'm going off a little bit. Val was probably like, I saw you bootlegging, and she's like, shit, what do you want? And so they have a mutual, like, hey, I'll watch your back if you keep your mouth shut.
Does that work for you, Val?
That's reasonable, yes.
Okay. So I think then we'll go to Val.
Okay, so my character's name is Amélie Janvier, or Mel, a suspicious investigator who explores dark places. I think of her as kind of like somebody who's doing some research that's partly for a novel that she's writing and partly because of something mysterious that happened in her past. Maybe the novel is just a front, or maybe the mysterious thing that happened in her past is just a front. Who can say? She's roommates
In
with
quotations.
Roxy's character.
And who is Roxy's character?
Roxy's character is Alice Biltmore. At least that's the name she goes by in social circles. Very much a socialite who's trying to climb her way up in the big city. She is a cheerful occultist who learns very quickly. And you know what? She's not in the city alone. She has her wonderful roommate, Mel, and a cousin or two. One of those cousins being Autumn's character. Autumn, you're next!
Right. So I am Garrett Keeper, an enigmatic occultist who works the back alleys. I am cousin to more than one person here.
Man of many cousins.
My cousin, and I.
Damn it.
We have a podcast. You can catch us every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. on your local radio station.
It would be old-timey radio.
So other than starting only cousins, I am cousin to Alice, but I'm also cousin to Nicola, who I feel like we have some dealings from time to time. You can tell me if I'm wrong about this, Karma, but I feel like our businesses cross from time to time, and sometimes I return things that you are being paid to retrieve. Sometimes somebody comes to you and something was maybe taken from them, but I didn't take it, but they know who took it, and so I get that for you. And perhaps sometimes you give me a list of people who have paid you well in the past and go, hey, be a real shame.
And that brings us to Karma's character.
Yeah.
My character's name is Nicola Domaninski. She's a second-generation Polish immigrant who has a journalism degree. She's a scholarly investigator who learns quickly and is just excited to be here. She works for a PI and goes on jobs with him and has a column in the local newspaper under a male pseudonym to help her gain more money. And she is very concerned about what her cousins do.
Don't worry
Consistently.
about us. No,
listen, just because I socialize and, you know, my cousin may pick their pockets while I'm distracting them, don't worry. We're up to only good things, dear cousin.
Now that we have our cast of characters, we mentioned a little something called the Magnus Society at the top of the hour, or the top of the original hour. The Magnus Society is a underground society that each of you has come into contact with in the past through either your investigative work, perhaps your research, your studies of the occult, or your illegal activities. They've had questions for you. Maybe you've had answers. Maybe you've declined to answer. Regardless, they've called all of you into the building, which they've never done before. You've never all been in the same place at the same time, nor have you been officially called in such a manner. Usually, it's been a, hey, do you have information about this? Or, hey, you're wanted as a witness for blank, and you're like, I don't know about that. And they're like, damn. But this time, it was a little more official. You received a summons in the mail, a letter addressed to you saying to come to the mail building, and that there is an elevator on the far back wall on the left-hand corridor on the first floor. An elevator with a large plant blocking most of it. As you head to the elevator, it opens, and you are greeted by our very first NPC. One second.
I'm scrolling so fast to get to the journal section.
All right. You see an olive-skinned woman in her 30s. She has dark hair cut in a bob and a sassy demeanor. And you know that because she's immediately like, well, look at the cat dragged in. I've been waiting for you. And then she does a little come hither finger, gesturing all of you to come on into the elevator with her. Do you get out?
Yeah.
I get, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All this way.
You see that she...
I kind of like hang back a little bit, but everybody else is going, so I feel like peer pressure, I guess.
You're drawn in by the peer pressure. As you get into the elevator, the door closes slowly, and you see that she wears a little name tag that says Frankie on it. And she looks to each of you, going down. And then, to your knowledge, there is no down, but then she just smiles and hits a button. And then suddenly, the elevator goes whoosh. And then it goes whoosh again. And whoosh again. And all the while, Frankie just sits there with a smile on her face on a little stool for her elevator operation. And then, finally, the whooshing stops. You feel a jolt in your stomach. You feel kind of a little sick, probably a little dizzy. The doors open again, and you see a slate black floor with a single line going down the middle, leading you towards a big archway. What do you do?
Step out of that elevator.
Yeah, get me off of this
Yeah.
freaking thing.
Yeah, we're moving.
Death trap.
Yeah, Bailey is probably just like, after you, bitch. Just like standing there, like pretending that she wasn't just freaking the fuck out. And like,
As soon as all of you are off the elevator, Frankie says, I'll see you on the way up. Probably. Closes the elevator. Now, this archway looms before you. Do you walk towards it?
Is there another direction we could go instead?
There is. So, there is a straight line leading towards the archway. However, there is a door about midway down the hallway. It doesn't have any windows. but you could try to see if it's an option.
What's the equivalent of like rolling for investigation in this world?
So, if you're just doing a general check around the area,
Yeah.
you don't need to roll.
Okay. Yeah, Alice is gonna do like a general check, like what is this?
You see that there are like a big emblem on the floor, kind of like a decorative engraving. This decorative engraving has the letters M and the letter S. And it also has what looks to be some kind of owl design in it. You also notice that you do see that doorway as well, but there doesn't seem to be any distinguishable markings on the door. Leading down the hallway through the big archway, you can see that there is a big table, some chairs, and then a desk far at the back. And there's someone sitting at the desk. Oh, and they're looking at you.
Hey guys, there's someone over there.
Nicola just starts walking over.
I go down the other way.
Honey, come back. Where are you going, Mal?
I ignore her.
Alice,
I quote Robert Frost. I take the path less traveled by.
Are you calling me off in travel?
This had been written by this point. I checked.
Alice kind of huffs and walks forward with her cousin. Fine if she's gonna
All right.
be that way.
So, Mel, you're checking out the door, is that right?
Seems the most wise decision of the two.
All right, so you go and try the door. It's unlocked. Do you open it?
I put my ear to the door and see if I can hear anything.
As you listen, there doesn't seem to be any sound on the other side, not that you can discern.
I tried to open it surreptitiously.
You do a little, do you do one of those where like you turn around and you kind of like wiggle the handle a little bit and then like open it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not looking at it as you open it.
No.
Okay, so you open it, nothing happens. Do you turn
Okay.
around?
No.
Okay, well, it did open.
All right. What's inside?
So, inside are stacks and stacks and stacks of papers. Just folders and filing cabinets and clipboards and just more paper than you think that you've ever seen. And you're somebody who reads a lot of books. You've been in a lot of libraries. The volume of paper and documents in this building, in this room, which is much larger than you expected it to be. Like it is going back, just a large cavernous room. It almost doesn't seem to make sense in the space that it's in, because you know you're underground, and yet this large cavernous room has a cat in it, and also lots of paper.
I look at it, my hands on my hips, and I say, huh.
All
And I
right.
go look through the papers.
All right. So Mel, we'll come back to you in a minute. Everyone else, you are walking up to through the archway, and as you get past an old woman with big old glasses and kind of like shock white hair that it kind of sticks up in every direction, looks at all of you, kind of adjusts her glasses. Oh, yes. Yes, you're the ones they wanted to come and see about the new report. Yes. Oh, You're missing one, aren't you? Is
I'll-
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'll go get her. Hold on. Alice stomps away. And
Oh, don't take too long.
she goes to where Mel is. Could you just come back with the group? I know you don't really like my cousins that much, but could you please just join us?
Why?
Well, the lady said that we all need to be there.
Why? Though.
Mel, how about I
This
explain
is-
later? And you know what? I have 2 tickets to go to the theater. So how about if you go with me, we go on an outing? Huh? That's my girl. Come on.
But this is
Mel-
where I want to be.
Mel suddenly feels Alice's hand on her arm, and Alice starts just dragging her away. We're gonna have so much fun. They lock arms. We're gonna have so much fun at the theater later. Oh my goodness. She's practically dragging Mel with her.
Gilbin's like, yes, there we go. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Yes. Okay, that's everybody. Please go to the room on my left. Go on. Go. Do you go?
Yeah, Billy goes.
Nicola's moving. She's been
Alice-
trying to get in this building for years.
Alice is still dragging Mel.
All right. I assume everybody goes to the room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving her the side eye.
Yeah.
I don't like people who. I have a distaste for authority.
That's okay. As you enter the room, there is a desk, and on that desk sits a report. Probably the report the older woman was talking about. And now I get to read you a statement. You notice on the statement that it's written on what looks like official letterhead, but you can't quite make out what it's supposed to say because it says the word Magnus and then society is kind of like messily written above something else that's been blacked out. Below that it says witness statement. Witness name, Lucia Pescatelli. Incident location, the fish tank. Statement date, 1/17/1925. Incident date, 1/15/1925. Other witnesses, none. Statement begins. I don't really know what I'm doing here. I tried turning myself into a scorcher, but he couldn't believe a gal like me could do such a terrible thing. Poison's a girl best friend, but I didn't mean to. I really didn't. My pop was a good man. He sold hooch, but he didn't drink too much. And my brother, he wouldn't hurt a fly. He wanted to be a poet like Sherwood Anderson. I accepted the shipment like I always did, opened the back door, let the 2 men wheel in the barrels and boxes. But Frank wasn't there. Frank's always our driver. They said he didn't show up, and I thought maybe he was sick or hungover. He'd been at the bar late last night, but he never missed a drop. And the men, they didn't catcall or nothing. All business, these 2. Looked like they walked right off the docks and into our joint. It was kind of nice, you know? Usually I need Frank to keep the guys under control, but they hardly looked at me. I should have known something was off. Pop and Vince always take a shot of the new stock to make sure it's good. This time they didn't stop. One after another. I tried to stop them, but they just kept drinking and drinking and drinking. So I left. I thought if they wanted to drink like fish, they gotta learn to swim. But when I came back the next day, they were cold. Eyes bulging, teeth clench, shirts bust open like they ripped them to fit more booze. I should have told them about the new guys, about Frank not being there, but I didn't. Now they're dead. It's my fault, right? Tell the police it was my fault, just so they'll look into it. Somebody has to look into it. Statement number 9250115. Day recorded 1/17/1925. Related files 9240301, 9241031, and y'all get to research what that means next time.
Oh my fucking god! Ah! Thank you
Great.
so much, everyone, for joining us for session 0 of the Magnus Archives role-playing game, the Magnus Society, and for our specific homebrew, Speak Uneasy. Corinne, I am so excited to see what horrors await us. And God, I can't wait to see how much my wife hates me.
I'm so excited to be doing this for you guys. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to horrify you, and you're going to love it. And we're going to be safely scared enough to shit our pants.
Don't joke.
Oh,
Yay.
no.
Don't joke.
Yay,
I'm not
big shits.
excited for the possibility of ambiance music that is characterized to what's happening.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of ambiance music.
Yeah, I
do it.
know.
I do it all the time.
And you're a
Copyright
planner.
free ambiance music.
Yes.
Yes.
Kevin McLeod.
The
Y'all,
king.
oh
The
my
king.
goodness. Thank you so much for being a part of this. This was so much fun. And also, I'm so looking forward to being related to both Karma and Autumn.
God.
Amazing.
Didn't think that would be happening tonight, but here we are. And there's 2 occultists, so you know our family is up to some bullshit.
We're already making plans.
We
Psyche
already
made a group
are.
chat.
I did.
Oh
It's
my
called-
God.
It's called Siblings.
No.
I immediately sent the siblings dance song to Brian David Gilbert.
We're already making fun plans.
Mm-hmm.
Speak Uneasy, it's all in the family. No!
Amazing.
Take care,
Very
y'all.
good.
Have a lovely evening. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Sleep tight.